Yo, good morning, steppers. So, I've been on this journey of success since 19 years old. Now, when I first started my journey, it took me 9 months to get my first wholesale deal for me to be able to do real estate investing full time. Now, throughout this time, throughout this process, I learned a few things. The first thing that I learned after being full time is how to actually be able to sustain having lump sums of money. So being able to go from, getting paid weekly or bi-weekly, however you got paid, to being able to get money in lump sums. The next thing that I learned was how to actually go through a dry season. So how to actually go through a dry season in business and be able to go through it to sustain success, right? So grow through it, go through it, and sustain success. Being able to do these two things is why I'm still on my journey of success and why I am in the direction of gaining to new levels, all right? Now, the first thing that we have to go through is, briefly, I like to give you guys the perspective, just the mindset that, shift that happened at 19 to 20 years old for myself. So from 19 years old, guys, I was at a car detailership, or I just dropped out of college, actually. So I just dropped out of college, after being, a college athlete. So this being said, I decided to go back to my hometown and work as a car detailer. So washing cars at JD Byrider used car dealership is where I heard about, on my lunch break, where I heard about wholesale real estate. So briefly, I heard about wholesale real estate and it took me 9 months to get my first wholesale deal, right? That's the quick story. If you'd like to learn more, click that video up there or the link is in the description. Now, this being said, guys, after I learned about wholesale real estate and got my first wholesale deal, I went from 19 years old earning $21,000 the entire year to at 20 years old earning, $20,000 in the first month of me being full-time real estate investing and going on that first year to earn around $80,000. And if you'd like to learn more specifics, go ahead and click the video up there or the link is in the description. Please click the link in the description because this is a great video we got here, all right? Now, this being said, after going on that first year, attaining a level of success that was, that was my sophomore year. It would have been my sophomore year of college, right? So I come out earning, as much as people when they graduate. Except I did not graduate. I dropped out and I'm 20 years old. So I'm earning money in lump sums and everything is going great until it doesn't. And this is what I learned, right? So at about 3 months into my journey of full-time real estate investing, I hit a dry spell, the first dry spell of my entrepreneurial career. So after earning near $30,000 in about 2-3 months, I ended up going about 3 to 4 months without closing a deal at all, right? So during this time, I'm going to take you through stages. During this time, the first lesson that became clear to me is that when you're an entrepreneur, if you do not have a predicted process, right? If you don't have a predicted process, being like you don't have a business where I put $2 in, I get $4 out. If you don't have a business like that, if your business is service-based, sales-based, something like that, then you really got to pace yourself on your spending. And also you got to pace yourself on being aggressive with expansion when it comes to business. See, the first thing that I did wrong during that time specifically is that I picked up a whole bunch of processes, whole bunch of extra technology that I was not using in the beginning, right? Instead of sticking to the same guerrilla marketing tactics that got me out of my position and also got me into a new position where I was earning income, in lump sums, I went to a different kind. And it was all in the name of expansion, right? I got tired of hand dialing. I wanted to get an auto dialer. I wanted to learn how to comp leads with prop streaming. I learned to skip trace using Skip Genie, whole bunch of fancy stuff, right? If you're in wholesale real estate, you know what I just said, and if not, then just think about you using machines and you using technology that you did not previously use that's kind of unnecessary. So this being said, that's what I was doing. So me doing that, I ended up finding out I had to stop all that, right? So I stopped all that because obviously, #1 priority is the business, right? So I had to go back to the guerrilla marketing tactics, and also I'm living by myself and I'm paying bills and all these kind of things. So bills got to get paid and also my business bills has to get paid. So I cut off some things, I cut some dead weight, and that's the next one, cut dead weight. When it comes down to it, guys, you gotta cut dead weight. If you're looking at it like, hey, it's sink or swim right now, what am I about to do? Cut dead weight. Go back to your Guns N' Roses, what got you there, right? So this being said, what 9 times out of 10 got you there, if you're starting off in real estate investing or if you started your business with not much money down, then go back to the simple basics, right? So that's what I did, and after I did that, it actually, you know, prompted me to a new level of success. And one thing that really became clear to me later on, right? So this was my first time. I went through more. I've been on my journey of success now for 4 years, 3.5 years full time, and about 4.5 years not full time, because that's 9 months, right? So I'm almost about to be graduated with my bachelor's of entrepreneurship, right? It's coming up next year. This being said, guys, the thing that really became clear to me as I began to go through my journey was that, unlike, you know, when your throat is dry, guys, you can't just drink water, right? You can't just drink water when your business is dry to clear things up, right? But this being said, one big thing that you can do is keep your peace of mind. So this is one thing that sticks with me still throughout my journey, right? Guys, you're going to be able to handle as much as you can put on yourself, right? So as much as you can put on yourself, that's how much you'll be able to handle. This being said, what I mean by this is that, see, some people, and I can't even say some, well, yeah, some other people, right? So some rather than others can handle levels of stress. And I call it levels of stress because it's uncertainty, right? Some people can handle uncertainty. This is why some people are entrepreneurs. This is why some people are steppers, right? And not even just the entrepreneur being a stepper, but somebody that's willing to grow through certain things. If you're able to grow through something, you're able to handle a certain level of uncertainty, then you can be blessed on the back end. And let me explain what I mean even more. This is an idea that I picked up. I feel that it's, how big is your cup, right? How big is your cup? It's something you have to ask yourself. So again, some people, you're gonna have a small cup. You're gonna have a small cup because you feel like if I spill this cup, at least I don't make that big of a mess, right? At least I don't make too big of a mess if I spill this small cup. Some people are gonna have big cups, right? They feel like if I fill this cup all the way up, this is enough water for me to drink, my family to drink, for everybody to drink, right? This being said, how big is this cup for 2 reasons? Not only to spill it, but what about when everything comes around? You see what I mean? The small cup person is thinking about, what if I spill this cup? The big cup is thinking about, what if I fill this cup all the way up? So how big is your cup, guys? Because when good fortune comes around, it seems, and it's been said through history, that good fortune is like a flood, right? It's like a flood, it's like a tsunami. You can't stop it, it just comes, right? It's about who's prepared. How big is your cup? Do you have a small cup, so when big fortune comes, when this flood comes, that, you know, everybody, abundance comes, are you able to fill up a big cup, take it back, and let everybody drink? Or you got a small cup, right? Because you didn't know if fortune would come for you or not. You were kind of questioning. You wasn't 10 toes in. You were 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You had a small cup. You got your little clip of water, you know, your little sip, and you was like, oh, I'm comfortable with that. I'm good with that. At least I didn't spill it. Versus the big cup, I filled it all the way up. Now everybody can drink. Now this being said, guys, the flip side of the big cup, the reason why the small cup person doesn't want the big cup is because they may be thinking like, man, if I spill that big cup, I'm gonna make a mess. It's gonna get ugly. If I spill this big cup, it's gonna get ugly, right? Now this is something that, you know, I've learned and I listen to, and reading is one of my biggest hobbies. If you'd like to learn more about that, click that link up there and link in the description. This being said though, and I like to listen to books, but you'll learn more if you click that link in the description. But this being said, guys, when it comes to spilling the cup and when it comes to the flood coming, have you prepared for it, right? So the flood coming, it's like, have you put up barricades? Do you have things in place for you to be okay with the flood, right? For you not to drown from the flood. So I liken this to having assets in place, right? Do you have bench players? Do you have reserves? So this being said, one thing that I really learned on your journey of success when it comes to going through a dry spell, in addition to everything else I just said, is that your reserves are very essential, guys. Your reserves are essential. You have to look at this like a fight for your life. I changed my viewpoint on money. The way I look at money had completely changed from 19 to 20 years old. I no longer look at money as the end destination, right? It's about what I can do with the money. For me, the term is more about, you know, what I can do, right? Bringing my vision to life, all the visions that have brought to life, and all the visions that I will continue to bring to life. Also, what I'm able to do for people and what I'm able to do for this world is what I look at money as a tool as. This being said, guys, when it comes to the income aspect of things, being able to cash in your assets, cash in your reserves, when it comes down to it, is essential. This is why you have to have reserves, right? Now, the idea is not to be able to cash it in. The idea is to be able to keep your reserves, right? And you will build to that level. You will build to that level. However, if you stop the flow of currency for no apparent reason other than you are in fear that you won't be able to buy those assets back, then you're really working in contradiction with your overall vision and your overall purpose. And this is assuming that you're a stepper. Because if you're a stepper, then you already got your vision and purpose that you're working towards. This being said, when it comes down to it, guys, sometimes you gotta burn all the ships. You gotta burn all the ships to keep your vision alive. And that's just the reality of the situation. And you have to look at it from the bright side. At least you have ships, right? Remember what I said, when the flood comes, good or bad, right? When the bad one comes, you got those ships, you got your assets in place to be able to coast above it. So this being said, guys, being able to burn your assets, burn your ships, fully commits you to where you have to be. And this isn't just the idea that I came up with, it's something that's been known throughout history. It's just the idea of burning your ships. You got nowhere else to go now. Now you're all the way in. And another thing that I'm gonna leave you steppers with is that in addition to having assets where you already, you know, you're running on fumes at this point, right? Now you're fully dedicated because you're running on freaking fumes. You have to make it happen. In addition to that though, always, if you have the means, ask for help, guys. And I'm not gonna say always, but like, if you absolutely have to, ask for help. Don't be out, you know, struggling too much. Ask for help and have a way to reimburse that help, all right? So that being said, steppers, man, I just had to give y'all this video from the heart because, you know, like I said, I've been on this journey since 19 years old. I know what it's like to fully be on a journey, you know, by yourself in the sense of you hold your own, right? If you don't grind, you don't eat. A lot of people don't have that mindset, and especially they didn't pick that mindset up at 19 or 20 years old. That's a different kind of mindset that you have, and it's also a different kind of set of challenges, and also a different set of pros that come with it, right? So check the channel out, right? You see the wholesale real estate lifestyle, you see everything else that I'm doing, but also you know that there's different sides that come to it, so how to get y'all the real. There's different stuff that come to it, and being able to go through it and understand that everybody's been through it. Everybody. But it's about, are you able to go through it? And are you able to sustain that level of success? And guys, if I didn't make it clear before, when I say the level of success, I'm talking about your mental mind state, right? Your mental mind state, what you think of. Are you able to handle these different levels, right? Are you able to handle the uncertainty of, dang, is this deal going to go through? Is this property going to close? Is this income coming in? Are you able to handle those type of topics but not even question the outcome? You hear what I'm saying? Are you able to handle that topic, right? The topic. And I say it's a topic because somebody may think of it that way, but are you able to handle that topic and not question the outcome? The outcome is it has to work. It has to work because you're put here for a bigger purpose, a bigger reason. You have to believe that. You have to feel that. You have to get the step. It's beautiful out here today, by the way, if you guys wanted to see. With much love, steppers, as always, you know what to do, man. Get the stepping and all that, and excited about what's next for you guys. Excited about what's next.